Welcome to World Breaker Coos Reviews. I'm your host, World Breaker Coo, and today we are reviewing Marvel Legends Jane Foster or Thor, because that's really who she is. She ended up taking the hammer, Thor's hammer. I probably mispronounce this, Millenor, because he was no longer worthy after an event called Original Sin, which was a terrible, terrible Marvel event, but it did give us a couple revelations like her, Thor, with Thor not being worthy, and Silk. So I do like it for that. But nonetheless, let's also look at some of her previous comics. Put her right there, don't fall. We've got Thor #1, and mine is signed by Jason Aaron because he's just an awesome, awesome character. Or not character, person. And he has been killing Thor for a while now. We also have another #1, but this is the more recent one. After Marvel Secret Wars. And lastly, I have her with my apologies, my camera overheated. Lastly, I have her with her all new, all different Avengers team right there. You can see her in the background. Speaking of all new, all different Avengers team, thank you, Marvel Legends. We nearly have the entire crew now, with the exception of that Iron Man. But back to the figure itself, one thing that I do not like is this cape. It looks nice while it's on her, nice flowing and everything like that. But it's so heavy, she cannot stand with it properly. It's very difficult to stand with having the helmet on. Without the helmet, she's just fine. She's balanced very well without the cape, not the helmet. Excuse me. The one thing that I wish they would have done a little bit better with this figure is give her some height, because Jane Foster, when she's Jane Foster, she's not that tall. When she's Thor, well, I guess they made her pretty tall compared to Captain America. So I guess that's fair. But when you see her, next to like some of the other Marvel Legends, such as Angela and some of the other females with heels on, she's shorter. I don't like that. Matter of fact, let me show you. So here she is next to Jean Grey. Jean Grey is actually taller than her. Yes, she's wearing heels because it's the bad one. And yes, it's a different head because the old one sucked. But she's taller than Jane Foster's Thor. She also is completely obliterated in the size compartment compared to Angela, but I'm fine with that more or less. Let's show one more comparison. Okay, so this is Thor in Pleasant Hill. You can see her arms are still jacked, and she's still fairly a decent size. Let me see if I can find another one of her. This is her without the mask, which you don't see much of. I guess this is the best comparison you can really see. She's slouched over here next to Ro, but she's still taller than Ro. Like, she's probably about a good 4 to 5 inches taller her when she's standing up. From this comic, I just can't find the other issues that I need. This might give you a little bit of indication. See her standing up there. There's Rogue. But again, when she gets transformed, she's transformed not just in the hair because she has cancer, but also her body. See how stacked her arms are? So that's my one problem with this figure. It needs to be just a bit taller. That's it. But she does look great with her champions team. I just think that's awesome that we almost have the full group. We just need that Iron Man. And that Iron Man is probably going to be pretty hard to find, just to be honest, because they've done tons of Iron Mans, but never that one. And spoiler alert, he stopped becoming Iron Man shortly after that one. So he ended up perishing. So he may not keep that suit. So he may not make that legend. So that would be a crying shame. Might have to do that as a custom. But to pick my all new, all different adventures back up, it is time for the real test to see, is she better than Ares, the god of war? Thor versus Ares, but Jane Foster Thor. Which one do I like better? if this figure had been a little bit taller, I honestly, and the cape would function a little bit better, I would probably have to give it to Thor. But the cape really is a problem here. It weighs it down to the point where she can barely stand. Uh, and Ares just looks so much more intimidating, has great deco, multiple weapons, additional hats off to him. He's still the champion. So again, nice try, nice run at things. But at the end, you fell a little bit short, Jane Foster. Great figure. I still recommend picking it up because she is hot in a cool way. But I hope you've enjoyed this review. And until next time, peace. Fight, 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 fight.